What's up? I'm Brian Tong, and welcome to the Apple Byte for all the good and bad inside the world of Apple. Now let's get to all the goodies that Apple just dropped on us. Do you guys believe in magic? Well, Apple just released a boatload of new products, and we'll start off with the Magic Trackpad. CNET's own Scott Stein checks it out.
Hi, I'm Scott Stein, Senior Associate Editor at CNET.com, and this is the new Apple Magic Trackpad. Apple has made this device to essentially take that multi-touch clickpad that's on a MacBook or a MacBook Pro, remove it, and make it a Bluetooth device for your desktop. And that's pretty much exactly what it is. For $69, it's not exactly cheap, but it does offer some great feel. If you're used to using a MacBook or a MacBook Pro, it feels exactly like that, but even bigger. And it has inertial scrolling, which is a new feature on MacBook touchpads. In addition, it has click zones, it has touch to tap, it has 3-finger and 4-finger even multi-touch, so all that stuff that you're used to in the MacBook and MacBook Pro experience. One thing that's really nice about the design is it lies completely flush with the Bluetooth keyboard that comes with iMacs, so it really feels like a one-piece type design. You could put it right next to it or split it apart. I think it actually looks nicer even with that keyboard than without. Now, while this Magic Trackpad is meant to be used on Macs, and you're going to get all that multi-touch support on Macs, Apple does say that it works with Windows devices. You'll have to play around and see how it works for yourself. You'll also need a software update, which should be available now, which enables all of the trackpad's configuration elements. You'll need that in order to enable touch to tap or click zones or any additional configurations that you want to, like you have on your MacBook and MacBook Pro. Certainly, they're aiming for this to become a mouse replacement potentially in the future. We've wondered at CNET, will the mouse ever really die? Well, maybe this is another step towards it. I'm Scott Stein, and this is Apple's new Magic Trackpad.
Whoa there, Scott. Now, don't get too ahead of yourself, because my mouse will live forever. In fact, I kind of treat it like one of my own. Oh, that tickles so much. Ooh, here comes the cheese. Now, Apple also made updates to their entire desktop line. The iMac now features dedicated graphics cards across the board for better performance. They start at $1199. You'll have a custom-to-build option for quad-core Intel Core i7 processor iMac, and another new feature is support for a secondary internal solid-state hard drive. Mac Pros are also getting beefed up with a built-to-order option for up to 12 cores of processing power. They'll be available in August with an entry-level price of $24.99. You'll also find mini display ports for Apple's LED displays on this desktop, plus an option for solid-state hard drives, which is a first for Mac Pros. We're still waiting for Blu-ray on the desktops, but just make it an option, Apple. That's all you gotta do. Now, an all-new 27-inch LED cinema display is coming in September for $999 and will kick the previous 24-inch and legacy 30-inch HD display to the curb. Apple will continue to sell those models until they are out of stock. And a product no one saw coming, Apple has their own battery charger, and it's called, any guesses, guys? The Apple Battery Charger. I know, sexy, isn't it? Now, it claims to have the lowest power usage or vampire draw once your batteries are fully charged. Okay, enough of the products, let's get to some stories. The Wall Street Journal reports that Apple is now looking into complaints that the latest iPhone OS has been causing problems for iPhone 3G users. Duh, and what perfect timing. You know, I can see the future, and I just happen to whip out a tip for downgrading your iPhone 3G from iOS 4 to OS 3.13. Now, big thanks to Lifehacker for showing me how to complete the downgrade process. This method has worked consistently for iPhone 3G users, but as always, proceed with caution. Now, to get started, we'll need to have a few things in place. First up, get the restore file for the iPhone OS 3.13. Now, it still might be on your computer's hard drive from previous updates, so on a Mac, look for it here. And for Windows users, you can find it at this location on your hard drive. If you can't find it, head on over to iClarified's website, where all the software updates have been archived, and look for this specific file. You'll need one more piece of software called RecBoot. It's Mac and Windows compatible, and you can download it from this location. It's a utility that will help us finish the downgrade process. All right, let's get to it. The first thing you want to do is connect your phone to your computer and then power it down by holding the power sleep button and sliding to power off. Once it's off, hold the power button and the home button together for 10 seconds. Then remove just your finger from the power button and remain holding down just the home button for 10 more seconds. This will put the phone into device firmware update mode. Now, if you did it correctly, iTunes will show a prompt that it sees the phone in recovery mode and you can press OK. You'll see your phone in the device's sidebar in iTunes and make sure you click on it. Then to initiate the downgrade process on a Mac, hold the Option key on your keyboard and press the Restore button with your mouse. For Windows users, hold down the Shift button while you click Restore. Now you'll have to locate the iPhone OS 3.13 firmware file and select it as the one you want to restore your phone with. The restore process will start and it takes about 10 minutes. Once it's done, you'll probably see an error message like this one and your phone will show a connect to iTunes screen. But don't worry guys, this is totally normal. Now open up the RecBoot app we downloaded and click Exit Recovery Mode. You're going to want to wait a few seconds and your phone will then get out of recovery mode and it will now be ready to sync with iTunes with the previous iPhone OS 3.13 installed. Now I want to emphasize this is specifically for the iPhone 3G. This does not involve any jailbreaking and you might have different results, but this worked for us. But that's how you downgrade your iPhone 3G from iOS 4 to OS 3.13. Use it wisely. It's always weird when you see someone who kind of looks like you, but is just as smart. Now, iPads are still selling like hotcakes, but maybe it's because they are hotcakes. Bloomberg is reporting that Apple is facing a new lawsuit due to claims that the iPad overheats and fails to operate properly in warm conditions. The suit also claims the iPad turns off sometimes after a few minutes of use in direct sunlight. Now, they should probably get that checked out, but I don't see any problems using my iPad. Safari 5.01 has been released and extension support is here. Check out the extensions gallery and you can get a variety of cool add-ons to enhance how you interact with sites like Twitter, eBay, and Amazon while surfing on other sites. And if you guys don't like them, you can hide the extensions as well. And if you're still crying over the delay of the white iPhone 4, you might want to cry even more. A new report from The Street says another issue that might be plaguing the iPhone is backlight leaking around the glass edges of the device. Guys, I just hate to say it, but even if it's just a little true, this phone is starting to smell like a bad apple. And really, when are we actually going to see this thing? Now, we haven't done this before, but let's wrap things up with the results from a study, but not just any study. Consumer research firm Byte gathered the opinions of 20,000 people, crunched the data, and came to this conclusion. iPad owners are selfish elites. It says they tend to be wealthy, well-educated, power-hungry, overachieving, unkind, and don't like helping people. Now, I have no idea where these guys get this stuff. But being an iPad owner myself, this is insulting. I won't let a survey tell me who I am. I genuinely care about people. I'm not wealthy, and I'm surely not selfish. All right, that's going to do it for this week's show. Send me your emails to the applebyte@cnet.com. I'm Brian Tong. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week for another Bite of the Apple.